Story John, illustrated by Pete Oswald. I'm a bad seed. A bad seed. Oh yeah, it's true. The other seeds, they look at me and they say, that seed is so bad. When they think I'm not listening, they mumble, there goes a bad seed. But I can hear them. I have good hearing for a seed. How bad am I? You really want to know? Well, I never put things back where they belong. I'm late to everything. I tell long jokes with no punchlines. I never wash my hands or my feet. I lie about pointless stuff. I cut in line every time. I stare at everybody. I glare at everybody. I finish everybody's sentences, and I never listen. And I do lots of other bad things too. Know why? Because I'm a bad seed. A bad seed.
So that's our beginning. We just learned what he does that makes him bad. We just learned about how he's describing himself as why he is bad. So that's our beginning triangle, okay? We learned about all the things that he's doing that's bad. Well, now the big part of our triangle is getting ready to come up. They're getting ready to tell us why he is so bad and what made him bad. And that's what they're going to get ready to tell us.
I just can't help it. Sure, I wasn't always this bad. I was born a humble seed on a simple sunflower in an unremarkable field. I had a big family, seeds everywhere. We found ways of having fun. We were close. But then the petals dropped and our flower drooped. It's kind of a blur. I remember a bag. Everything went dark. And then, a giant!
So what made him bad? They turned into like he's a sunflower seed and he was getting eaten, or he almost got eaten by a fan that was watching the baseball game.
I thought I was a goner. I thought I was done for. I screamed and I hollered, but I was spit out at the last possible second. I flew through the air and I landed under the bleachers with a huge thud. Then I woke up. It was dark outside. A wad of gum had softened my fall. I felt okay, but something had changed in me. I'd become a different seed entirely. I'd become a bad seed.
So now they told us how he became bad. Now let's figure out what more details they give us. Remember, we're in that middle portion of our writing diamond.
A bad seed. That's right. I stopped smiling. I kept to myself. I drifted. I was friend to nobody and bad to everybody. I was lost on purpose. I lived inside a soda can. I didn't care, and it suited me. Until recently.
So now we're getting ready to learn how he solved his problem. So we're getting ready to get to our end of our diamond. And he's getting ready to tell us everything that just happened. And how he finished it, how he became somebody different. Because he just said, until recently. So I wonder what he decided.
I've made a big decision. I've decided I don't want to be a bad seed anymore. I'm ready to be happy. It's hard to be good when you're so used to being bad, but I'm trying. I'm taking it one day at a time. Sure, I still forget to listen, and I still show up late, and I still talk during movies, and I do all kinds of other bad stuff. But I also say thank you, and I say please, and I smile, and I hold doors open for people. Not always, but sometimes. And even though I still feel bad, sometimes, I also feel kind of good. It's sort of a mix. All I can do is keep trying and keep thinking, maybe I'm not such a bad seed after all. Hey, look, there goes that bad seed. Actually, he's not all that bad anymore. I heard that.
So he became good. He decided that he wanted to be better. And if you notice, the ending of our story was really short. It was just kind of wrapping up of how he became good and what he did. So if you think about it, we learned that our character was that he's saying he's a bad seed. And we learned what was making him bad, how he, he always interrupted people, and how he was never waited in line, and how he'd always interrupt people. So he described himself. So that was the beginning. In the middle, we learned what made him turn bad. We learned that he was a good seed at first, and that his family all got kind of the flower kind of crumbled, and they all kind of had to scurry about, and then he was almost eaten by a giant. And then we learned of all the different things that he just had to go through, and that's what made him bad. He stopped caring, how he had to live in a soda can, and how he had fallen, when he was spit out, he had fallen on some gum, and so he was just describing what got him to be bad. And that was our whole middle. And then in the end, he described about what made him become better, and what made him turn around and start to try to be good. He said he isn't always perfect, but that he's trying. So your assignment is you are going to create a trifold from your on a blank piece of paper, okay? And a trifold, and I know this has your writing on it, I'm sorry. A trifold is just where we fold it into three, okay? And we're going to write these three things because we are still learning how to write. So I'm going to help you. And all I want you to do is copy it, because the main part of this lesson was to really understand that the middle part of a story is the largest part. We can't just have one sentence in the middle part. The middle part of our story is the longest. It has the most amount of pages. So on your trifold, we're going to say in one section, in the first section, it says, in the beginning, we learn who the bad seed is. And I want you to draw a picture of what he looks like. Now remember, he looks very different from the beginning to the end. So I want you to draw a picture of what the bad seed looks like. Then you're going to write in the middle, we learn how the seed became bad. So you can draw anything that made him bad. You can draw a picture of how he was almost eaten by the giant. You can draw how he lived in, see how he's almost eaten? You can draw how he lived in a soda can, or, all those different things that make him bad. And you're going to draw a picture in the middle. Then you're going to write, in the end, we learned the seed decided he didn't want to be bad anymore, that he wanted to be good. And I want you to draw a picture of what he looks like when he's good. Like, because if you notice, he looks completely different. He's got a smile on his face and everything. So that's all you're going to do. You're going to copy these 3 things down on that trifold paper, and you're going to draw me 3 pictures. And then I want you to take a picture and send it into Schoology.